Welcome to Coffee and, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsockеtradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and panel.
All right, it's Coffee and here on WOON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us on Wednesday morning. It's February the 4th as we move right along on this day. I'm Joe Callahan. Thanks for being with us. And our at the Coffee and Table, Melissa Smith from the St. Antoine Community is here. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union is here.
Good morning, Joe.
Hello there, Tim. Tim says he's
wearing my Salute to Dorothy
Salute to
shirt
Dorothy
today.
from Wizard of Oz.
Yes, I am.
If you can see his shirt,
I feel
the
like
dress
I'm wearing
looks
my
just like
grandmother's picnic tablecloth.
it looks very nice.
You're
It looks very
channeling
nice.
spring is
trying.
what's happening.
I'm trying, 'cause
That's
I
what I say to
really
my
need
husband when
spring.
he wears like a lot of Vineyard Vine stuff and
Yeah.
it's all like the brighter colors in the
Right.
winter, and I'm like, oh, you're trying
I'm
to
trying to get
manifest
this
the
spring
warm
pushing.
weather.
If the groundhog can't do it, I'm going to do it.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Our first segment sponsor is the St. Antoine Communities, and here is Melissa Smith, who did not wear a coat today, but what are you going to do? I don't know.
Listen,
It's
somebody
18
likes to
degrees.
say
I
it's a
guess
little-
you don't
I
have to
think
wear a
for
coat.
those of us that are lucky to have a garage, they know what I'm talking about. When you're on the phone, not paying attention, you go right from the house, the warmth of the house, right into the garage, right into the car, and then
Off you
poof,
go.
I'm
Here-
here, and I
here we
wasn't
are.
even thinking.
Coatless.
Coatless, and it's what, 10 degrees out? I don't even know.
A little warmer than that.
It's
but
fine.
Okay.
It's fine. I live close enough by. I'll grab my jacket after this.
So tell us about the St. Antoine Communities, Melissa.
So at St. Antoine Community, we offer a full continuum of services on our property, from assisted living to short and long-term skilled care. We have a wonderful state-of-the-art rehab facility, and we have 2 levels of memory care. And so I always like to share, this time of year, we're very busy. We have a wait list at all levels of care. So if you are interested in learning more about our community and finding out how you can get your loved one's name on our list and what the process is to admit them into our community, feel free to reach out to me at 401-767-3500 or email me at msmith@santantoine.net.
All right, Melissa, thanks. A little housekeeping duties. We want to remind people we're running a very cool contest right now. We've done this the last couple of years, called our Dead Presidents Contest. All sponsored by Tasker Buick GMC, by the way. And what you do is you go to our website, WoonSocketRadio.com. You click on the little banner there that says Dead Presidents, and you put in your name and your email and your phone, and we're going to pick one winner, and one winner is going to win $188.91.
That's all the different presidents.
And one very cool statesman, we said, because we give you a $100 bill, 50, 20, 10, 5, 1.
Yep.
And then it's a 50-cent piece, quarter, dime, nickel, and a penny. Oh, the one other thing, because we have to go to Navigant Credit Union to do this, because we got to get a $2 bill.
Oh, I think
I have one in my house.
And
Would
we
you
have
like
to
one?
give them an update. We have to tell them in advance. We need a $2 bill.
You
Go
do.
out and put
'Cause we have to-
put the word out.
We have to go
See where they
find
are.
one.
That's
the
right.
thing.
Yeah.
I actually have
Come to my
3.
house.
I
I'll
have
bring a
3 in
few
my
in for
office.
you.
I'll sell it to you for $5.
Oh, there you go. There's a deal. So you can every day you can go on. And,
So who's
and
the statesman? That's the trivia question. Who's the
Fr-
statesman?
Well, I know, it's Ben Franklin. He's on the $100 bill. But you can register every day, but just once a day. And if you try to do it twice, we throw you out. Well, not completely. We just throw out that entry. So, and we'll be drawing on President's Day. So make sure you go do that. It's a way to pick up pretty close to $200 just for doing nothing. So there you go.
Doing
Now the
nothing.
big question is,
Being lucky.
can the panelists on Coffee and participate in this? Or are
Yes,
we
because you are not
friends and family,
employees of the station.
All right.
So
Hey,
yes,
now.
yes, you
We
can.
don't get paid. Although, how's your paycheck from this place? Mine's not so hot.
It could be better.
It could be better.
Has
Yeah.
the W-2s going out yet? All right.
I
So
do
this.
think at this point, because we're so well received, we should be paid to be here.
Stipend. It's
Yes,
time.
yes.
It's time. Dave.
Please talk to David about
I
that.
mean, more than just free coffee, right?
And you don't even take
I don't even
advantage of
bring the
that.
coffee.
At
I
least
mean, I don't even take the
advantage of
coffee
free
anymore.
coffee.
I know.
Free coffee.
All right, so this affects Melissa and all our friends in North Smithfield.
Oh, boy.
This is reported by Sandy Hall on NRInow.com. By less than 100 votes, as of the early tally, North Smithfield voters have approved the bond referendum for up to $9 million fund to renovate the building that serves as the North Smithfield Police
Thank
Headquarters.
goodness that they need
But it
that.
was a close race. All right. According to Town Administrator Scott Gibbs, quote, "I'm very happy for the residents of our great town and the men and women of our police department. There was a total of 994 votes. Voters came out to cast the vote yesterday, and it was 532 yes, 462 no. So it was a close race.
It's been
And they-
ongoing for a long
Can I ask
time.
a question? What's the objection to creating a new public
It's
safety complex? I know it's
they don't
money.
even want
I get
that.
it.
They just want to redo.
or the police station.
it's the usual. It's money, and your taxes are going to go up. And yes, they are.
Yeah.
By a lot? No. But are they going to go up? Yep.
Right. But what's the alternative? The alternative is to have a rundown.
That's the alternative.
Not safe
Right.
public safety building.
They still got asbestos in that building.
Yeah.
You got to get it out.
Right.
It is an old school building
Yeah.
that was turned over. But I think the challenge and the conversation circulating in town, this goes for a lot of different projects that they have in the works, is location. So, the location makes sense because of its proximity to Eddie Dowling Highway, and obviously the
You can get
Walmart
places
Plaza
fast.
requires
Yep.
so much
They get calls over there a
intervention,
lot.
Yeah.
let's call it.
Yeah.
So there was discussion of like changing the location more towards what they're trying to identify, like a center hub in town, more towards the town hall area, the library area.
I can speak to that. Ooh.
But the problem is then it becomes like off the beaten path for access in emergency situations.
Because what is North Smithfield's center of town?
Exactly.
Well, no one knows.
So I served on a committee for far too long, trying to come up with a senior center idea that I personally, I can be transparent now because I'm off the committee, because I took myself off the committee. It just felt like in some ways a dead end at times. To try to find a center point in our town is challenging, and because it's almost like it's hard to explain. It's like an L shape. I don't even know what the shape of our town is.
Yep.
So you've got like you're touching upon parts of Smithfield in the depths of the woods. You're touching upon parts of Burville in the depths of the woods. Then you have this part that's over here in the Blackstone Woonsocket area that's requiring the most volume of your calls for the police, or even access for a lot of senior housing. So I, in my head, was always like, why don't we have a complex like East Providence, for example, has a police station with a senior center attached to it that they've repurposed into a community center across from the high school. Makes sense. So it's sort of like intergenerational opportunities are there. You got legal assets, whatever. And so I think everyone just kept going in circles as to what their vision was. But I kept bringing up, like, where is our center hub?
Yeah.
I identify it as like the library area. It's around the corner from town hall. The original town hall is no longer what it was. It's been moved. It just doesn't feel like we have a spot.
Right. And there's a lot of towns. Like Cumberland has Chapel Four Corners, right?
Yes, you
that
do.
is like pretty much, I think, geographically the center of our town. And we went through the same debate.
I was going to say, when I lived in your town, there was really
I was on that public safety site committee.
Yep.
And we just argued for around and around and around that we should put that public safety complex on the monastery property.
It was just no.
And it was no because our current mayor, whom I love, by the way, but I would disagree with him on this 150%. They put a covenant on the monastery property, all 560 something acres of it, that essentially is like Central Park's conservation easement. You can't ever, in perpetuity, forever, with anybody in the history of man, can change that.
Right.
And it always will be open space. Now, I agree with open space, but if you go back in the history of the town and you read the purposes they bought that property for in the first place, one of them was to create sort of that central location for a senior center, the library, the town hall was supposed to move there, public safety was supposed to, because you can get everywhere in the town from that particular spot. But there are a very loud, vocal core group of Monastery Preservation Alliance folks who are dead set against any development ever being done on that property.
And they're winning.
They won.
Yeah, they're going to keep
disagree.
winning. Yeah.
The only way you can get this undone now, is the Attorney General of the state of Rhode Island would have to create a lawsuit that would be and I think this is the way it goes, would be sponsored by our representatives and then, backed up by the town, that they would have to go to court, like Supreme Court, and have it dissolved for some urgent reason. There would have to be some sort of an emergency reason for it.
I don't see that happening at all.
No, it's not. And they ended up building the building across the street from the current police station. And you know what? It's a police station and it's a rescue headquarters.
Right.
It's fine.
It's fine.
But would it have been better to put the fire headquarters? Because the fire headquarters are now in the basement of Cumberland Hill Fire Station. That's where the fire service is located. And we still have fire service separate from police, separate from, the rescue falls under the town. It's a municipal organization. Police technically is a municipal organization, but the fire service is not. That's driven me nuts for years. That should be part of the town. You should have one tax bill. I hate getting two tax bills from the town of Cumberland, one for fire, one for the town. You know what? Put them together. Let's do the whole thing right. Let's have a public safety commissioner, and then have chiefs of each of those departments report to that person. That person reports to the mayor. That's the way I think a good, well-organized
And the Cumberland Town Hall really shouldn't be in Central Falls.
It's
but it is.
on the Central
It really
Falls
should.
line.
But I think that's sort of what we look at, right?
It
Like
is
it's not
in North
central to the
Smithfield.
town. You imagine a center of your town to be point smack dab in the
Right.
middle. It doesn't logically make
Right.
sense for a lot of the towns. But I think the argument in our town surrounding this and why it's gotten pushed down the road so much, it's a small town, and the budget proposed is giant.
Yeah.
And I think some people in town are familiar with, I'll use East Providence as an example. A friend of mine works there in the police department, and they did like a major overhaul renovation for half the price.
Yeah.
So, and they have obviously 3-4 times the volume of what our town has.
Right.
And so this is the constant issue in our town is we need these improvements. But we're small. And even the conversation with the senior center, like pulling back from that, I just kept saying, I don't know if this is worth our investment to just have a senior center because you want it for the label. Have a community center, have it be a multi-generational center. That
Yeah.
makes more sense.
I
There's
thought
more
that's what
punch.
Hallowell was supposed to be.
And right, well, that's
Okay, I'm going to stop talking
we won't
now.
go there. But I largely pulled away because it just felt like no one was thinking about sustainability, like and operations and
Right.
all logical things for a
Right.
small town and how you're going to afford to keep it up.
Yeah.
So going back to the police station, I'm happy for them. They
Yeah,
need a new
100%.
building. They
Right.
deserve it. They work hard. We love our police department and those that serve in it. But I just still think it was a missed opportunity to identify a space. Someone said to me recently, why wouldn't they have looked at the empty Walgreens in the Stop and Shop parking lot as like a good spot to like depart over to?
Now it's back to money. They've tried to put in bonds where it was higher so they could do something like that,
that.
and it always got rejected.
Yep.
So we have to keep going lower and lower.
And
Now
lower.
that's why it's down to $9 million.
Well, on the bright side, I heard the other
just
day
to
that Gabe Amo
renovate.
has Gabe
He's
Amo
got
put
some
in a
money.
$500,000
That's a great-
donation for communications.
That's a
which
great
is great.
thing.
Which, yep.
That solves some of the
Yeah, it
financial
definitely
pressure.
lifts the weight a little bit for sure. But they have such a small postage stamp spot. You know what I mean?
No, that's not a historic building, is it? That they're in?
I think it is.
So now they would have to follow all the historic guidelines of rebuilding that
Yeah.
organization. But then, where do you put your jail cells? Does it need an addition on it? I mean, it seems
I
to me
think-
like the building's too
I
small.
gotta go back and look at it. I feel
Then
like
is there
they're
an
building
elevator
in
in
the
it? 'Cause
lot
it's two
behind it, I
floors.
think.
Is there an elevator in that building? There's two
Right
floors
now?
to it.
I don't know.
So we're gonna have to put an elevator in it. That's
I'm
$500,000. I mean,
Everything's expensive.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
the asbestos mitigation in that alone is probably going to be a fortune.
So
And that
the
goes back to Hollowell before they
yeah.
tore it down. Hollowell went through the same thing when they were trying to repurpose that building, and it's like to try to take an old building and flip it into something new with all the regulations that you
Right.
need now, handicap accessible bathrooms
Yep.
and handicap ramps and elevate all the things tear it
Prices
down,
it-
start
prices it
over.
out.
I think it's
Yeah.
part of this whole renovation. They'll be taking care of all of that. Like if they don't have an elevator, they'll put
They'll
one
have to
in.
put it Sure.
Yeah.
Early voting and mail ballots came in, and it was split 259 to 259. So it came down to people coming out to actually vote
Yep,
in
in
person.
person.
So once again, it was 532 to 462, and so it passes in North Smithfield.
Okay.
So good for them. Of course, your taxes are going to go up. Yep,
Yeah, I
that's
love that.
exactly what's going to happen. But is it going to go up a lot? Well, probably not too much. And work is supposed to begin in April when they start
right
doing
away.
the renovations on this. So the first thing we got to do is get a new jail cells that don't require Barney Fife to come down with a key. it's the way it has to happen. All right, we're going to take our first break here in the Coffee AM program. So Melissa, time for a second message, please, from the St. Antoine communities.
I think I'm gonna try to direct everyone's attention to Facebook.
right.
If you are someone who's on Facebook and do the scrolling all the way, pop over to our page. I'm starting a new series this week. It's a spotlight series where we are highlighting residents and staff and family members in our community that we want you to get to know a little more. Obviously, I take care of all of our social media and website and all of our marketing and communications for St. Antoine community. And I always talk to this audience and to others about the fact that it feels like a warm and cozy community on our property, and everyone knows your name. Get a little cheers, shout out, but it's true. It feels very welcoming and cozy and home-like. And I thought, why not get to know the people that live inside of our community and work inside our community, a little bit about them and why they chose St. Antoine community to live either at or to work at. So yeah, I'm going to run this for probably the next 3 or 4 weeks, just like a select few folks, and really just thought it was a great opportunity in kind of this dark boring time of year where we can't do a whole lot outside our property with community events to kind of bring the camera inside and interview some of our folks and let you get to know them.
You're going to put it on the website, those folks who
I
want to
will.
be
I haven't figured out how to build the page for that yet. I am a one-man show, but thanks, Tim.
I know.
Add that
Just
to my
more work
plate.
for you.
But I think it's so far been well received, and it goes back to we're proud of the people that live there, and not that we handpick folks, but I think the people who pick us are alike in a lot of ways, and it'll give you a chance to get to know them. So. Cool. Yeah.
All right, Melissa, thanks. Comments and questions can be called in 766-1240 on the Coffee AM program. More is coming your way.
The best variety of music. OM 1240.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Be there at Amica Mutual Pavilion on February 13th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Are you going to a party to watch our boys from Foxborough take on those birds from Seattle on Sunday? Don't go empty-handed. Pick up some delicious pizzas from Ollie's Pizzeria. They have 2 fantastic specials. 2 large cheese pizzas for $23.99 or 2 large one-topping pizzas for $27.99. Everyone loves pizza from Ollie's Pizzeria. If you prefer delivery, then order online at olliespizzeria.com. Do so early on Sunday so your food will be delivered before kickoff. Ollie's Pizzeria, 204 South Main Street, Woonsocket.
The Coffee AM panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All that coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're local and live at 99.5 FM.
All right, it's Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Tim Draper and Melissa Smith. Well, they had a little excitement in Bellingham, right over the line. About a 42-year-old Bellingham man was facing charges. He was allegedly making bomb threats early Monday. Said, and he was targeting a hospital and a transportation hub. So since Bellingham does not have a hospital or a transportation hub, he's going out to Milford or he's going out to Worcester, but they were able to trace it back to his home.
Wow.
And they got him. Let's see. They traced back to the man's home. He was taken into custody. They did not release his name or any other additional details of what he was threatening. But why was he threatening a hospital and the transportation hub? We don't know yet. So that's what took place in Bellingham. And they got him.
Yeah.
So good. That's good news there.
You got that type of stuff, and then you got like the Savannah Guthrie's mother,
my
who was like it
gosh.
just vanished. Somebody came, took her.
Well, you hear
dead of night.
You hear the latest
vanished.
now. The FBI or somebody has received a ransom.
Yeah.
Well, they said that,
But they
were
don't know
two,
if it's
and-
real.
Yeah, they don't know if it's real or not.
So it
They're
could be just
still-
someone looking for money.
Could be.
And
Well, it was like discovered by TMZ News before any other
he sent it to
outlet.
TMZ
So I
first.
was like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
So,
Okay.
but you wonder, why was she targeted, or was it just a random? Some crazy person went and kidnapped an old lady who was by herself.
I don't know, and it makes you wonder. So I don't know if you ever saw the show, Morning Show.
Yes, I did.
Right on
I used
Apple,
to-
but
yeah.
I think that brought to light. I never really considered like newscasters and journalists to be like so targeted in a lot of ways for things like this, but it hasn't really happened in our time. I guess I'm thinking that, but it has brought to light. I'm sure a lot of them are harassed and targeted. And,
Well, it's because I think it's because news has become more of an opinion than it has
Probably.
delivering news. Right? You get everybody goes back to old Walter Cronkite, who just read the news.
Right.
That's what he did. He just reported on the news. There was no opinion. There was no inflection, no tone to his. His
Delivery.
news broadcast, his delivery. He wasn't trying to persuade you one way or the other. And I think that broadcasters nowadays, that's something that they do, whether they are purposely doing it or just that's the way.
But Savannah's
news
not
is
news.
evolved.
She's entertainment on the
She's
Today
not,
Show,
but
so she
Right.
can give her
I-
opinion.
That's true, but I think that her opinion differs dramatically from others in the world, and you
Okay.
wonder if some crazy person out there said, "I can't get to her. I know where her mother lives, though."
There's some
Okay.
scary. I mean, I think social media is scary in a million different ways, except for looking at the St. Antoine Community Facebook page. In terms of like that story broke this week, and you've got this like vast array of opinions of what happened and why did it happen, and you've got like the AARP page talking about like, safety with your parents at home and things you can be doing in your home, your aging parents to protect them if you don't live near them. And then you have this other scope of like people looking into the depths of some of the stories she's done in the last year or two and saying, was there someone buried within those stories that she was covering that was targeting her personally?
Right.
And And I am not saying this is true. One of them that I read that seemed to be catching a lot of weight and traction and being reshared was the story that she had done a 1-hour series special on the Epstein files and interviewed some of the victims. And is there something layered within that feature of that story? Because I guess she upset a lot of people. I have no idea what she said. I didn't see the story.
Yeah, I didn't see the story either.
But it goes back to that. I think politicians are more targeted. Like everything is sensationalized because of social media, and it just flies around there. Theories fly around there, speculations, lies, you name it. So you really have no idea. I have no idea what could have caused this.
But let's talk for a second about safety and seniors, right? I keep asking my mother, although I don't have to. This doesn't have to happen anymore because my sister's living with my mother. But when my mother was alone, I was an advocate of, Mom, let me put a camera in the kitchen, in the dining room. I don't care. I'm not going to put it in your bedroom. I'm not going to put it in your bathroom. But let me put it in your house because I want to make sure that if there's something going on, there's two-way communications on these cameras. So I have an app on my phone. I can check in and make sure you haven't fallen out of bed and you can't get up. Right? I want to make sure that something isn't happening to you that that you can't get to make a call for. And she was so adamant against doing that.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
pride.
I know it's an an invasion of privacy, so you feel. I'm not sitting at my desk every day going, oh, I wonder what my mother's doing. Right? That's not my goal.
Yeah.
It's to make sure that if I haven't heard from you in 3 days and you're not answering the phone, rather than me run over there to find out that you just left the phone off the hook.
So coincidentally, this is my line of work.
That's why I asked the question.
And this is something that we go in circles on every day, all day. Every family I meet with, everybody has frustrations with their parents, the ones that are stubborn, the ones that are prideful, the ones that, they do not want to relinquish control. I shouldn't say all seniors, because there are some that make choices for themselves. And so on the flip side, they're very sure, hey, I need help, or I need this, or, and I love those people. It's convincing those people that aren't like that, all the reasons why they should not be mad at their adult children because they just care. I'm going through it myself with my parents. I had shared with you guys that we went to Outer Banks a couple of years ago. Some of us flew, my siblings and my parents and I, some of us flew. My parents insisted on driving. They wanted to take the drive down. They wanted to enjoy the scenic view, visit some friends along the way, whatever. Your parents reach a point where you're like, can you handle a 10, 12-hour drive, like through New York to New Jersey to Pennsylvania and keep going. So we were very concerned. I can't tell you how many conversations took place prior to trying to convince them just to let us track them on Life 360 for that trip. Not gonna, I don't want to call you every hour and ask you where you are. I just want to be able to track you, whatever. They finally agreed. The moment we got home, they disabled it. And that was very frustrating because there's been a couple of times that we haven't been able to get a hold of my parents. They have a lake house in Barville. Signal goes dead. Your brain swells. Right. Where are they? What are they doing? Are they in a ditch? You just start to worry that way. And they're not interpreting it as love and concern, but invasion of privacy.
Right.
And so I can't explain it, but what I will say is there's a lovely little thing called Apple Tags.
Yeah.
that I've advised many people. I mean, the advice years ago for me was go to Radio Shack, get the little doorbell chimer things when the window's separate. There's some other methods back, like low-key technology back then. Today you have Apple Tags.
Yeah.
Hide them. Put them in the bottom of your mom's purse. Put them in the car. I wouldn't even ask them anymore. Just
do it.
If they find one, they're not going to know what it
is.
Most of them won't know what it is.
Right.
But I just think if you hear them saying, I keep misplacing my keys, or I keep losing my wallet, or I keep whatever, just attach it to their keys, attach it to their wallet, whatever. And as for the cameras in the home thing, that's tricky. I mean, we've had families even asking about putting cameras in apartments at the assisted living and things like that, and they don't understand why their mom doesn't want it or their dad doesn't want it. And it's like, well, we don't really want it either. Like,
as
this is
the workers there.
That fine line between independence and whatever else, but trust is a big factor. So I would say to you, Tim, if you're worried about your mom falling or you're worried about something happening and you not knowing, fall detector. Apple Watch, like something like that where you can, it has a motion detection for a fall. And the other side of it is if they're older, they're going to fall. They're going to fall. You can't prevent it. Yeah. So maybe that's their path. That sounds harsh and mean.
But that's their path to get to assisted living or to nursing care or something.
I'm not going to just go sales on it, but
I know.
That's their destiny, right? If someone that you love insists on living home and they want to stay home, I'm not forcing them to come into a long-term community. I'm saying let them stay home, put some supports around them, but inevitably they're going to fall.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to be able to prevent it. Yep. You wouldn't even be able to prevent it if they're living in a long-term care community. But if their path is independence and stubbornness and all the things, let them fall. Yep. Let them end up in a hospital. Let them progress. And at their age, that's natural anyways.
All right, on another subject, moving on, there is a football game on Sunday.
No.
And I brought it up yesterday because we got Bad Bunny doing the halftime show for the NFL, and I said, but I know this other group, Turning Point USA, has their alternative halftime show, and I asked the people on the panel yesterday, does anybody know where you can watch this?
No idea.
And people,
The EWT
I
I
get.
do know that.
Well, I do too. That's what I'm getting to.
Oh.
I had deer in the headlights yesterday
Yeah.
because nobody knew. Well, someone sent me information about this, and so the Turning Point USA All American Halftime Show will air and stream on its own social media: YouTube, X, Rumble. Anybody hear of Rumble?
I've heard of Rumble.
Okay, plus conservative platforms like Daily Wire Plus, Real America's Voice, OAN, which is One American News, TBN,
Yeah,
Charge with an exclamation point,
I've heard of Charge. Yeah,
and NTD.
interesting.
So, and that'll happen around 8 o'clock when the halftime show will go up. But I'm thinking, if you're going to search for it like this, how many people are going to see it?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean that's
Not too
That's
many.
the time that you
The
go to the
challenge you
bathroom, you refill your nachos,
Right.
get another beer.
right.
That
But in
is,
case you were
know.
wondering, I mean, you can't flip over from NBC. Oh, let me throw it on to CBS or ABC because that's where Turning Point is.
My-
No,
you know what,
got to
my-
really go search for it.
My fear is that somehow this thing becomes a Grammy moment where you've got
What, the
a
halftime show?
performer up there who is now going to make political statements while they're doing their performance.
But
I'm sure that
normally-
they've been told no, you can't
Right.
do that. But once that person's on stage,
What
what are you going to do? And you're not going
it's live,
to storm the
so-
stage and pull them off the stage in the middle of the show. So
But isn't that always been part of the halftime show? There's always a scandal.
Yeah,
There's
but
always something.
Well, there's a scandal. But
There's
there's
a-
not political. There's not
But
political.
because usually the artist gets up and the music starts and they
Right,
just
and
they
then they
just
just go.
you got 20 minutes to sing,
Right.
and then you're done.
Right.
So there isn't really time to get up there and do your
I
political
hope so.
statements.
I hope you're
So
right.
you're expecting that. What if that doesn't happen? Are you watching it because you're curious, or are you not watching it at all?
I'm watching it probably because it's on the background and we're
Yeah.
taking a break to go eat.
I don't watch it at
I'm
all.
going to keep it light. I'm not even going to go. I'm hoping they're not going to go political either because I don't think they're going to because I think they think that's what people are going to expect them to do.
Yeah.
I'm going from the standpoint of I've always approached the halftime show not ever loving any of the people that are scheduled to come on,
Mm-hmm.
but it's exposure to like listen to something new, right?
Yeah.
Like just get a little broaden your horizons, tune in,
I don't
see the
want to.
audience.
Well,
that's
you know, it's
that's
funny.
your choice, but
there are performers that I like, but it's just it goes back to the music that I like.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not a big Bad Bunny fan. I don't know if I would say I hate him. I've heard some of his music. It's actually kind of catchy.
well, even last year,
but-
Kendrick Lamar was that him last year?
I
A
don't
lot of people didn't know who he was. There was
I
a
thought
whole
the
like
year
background
the year that they had
controversy around.
all the hip hop artists. So it was what was it? Snoop.
Oh, that was a good year.
And Eminem.
Yep.
It was fantastic.
It was awesome.
Those shows were great, and there
Yeah.
were shows that there was like five of them, five performers.
Yeah.
That,
Like a
that did-
mashup.
Yeah, mashup
Mashups
of
are
all the
always
different-
good.
And I love that. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. That's a great. They did
Mm-hmm.
that nicely, and I know there was a little bit of controversy even on that, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, I hope you're right that this does
Yeah.
not become some form of
Political statement. Yeah.
either in something that they wear
Or
something
carry a
that they
sign.
say, signage.
Yeah.
I think you're
The
more likely to
performance.
see commercials gearing towards not politics, because I'm already getting a vibe because we're already starting to get a little sneak peek on some of these commercials, but it already feels like some of them are geared towards like mental health and being kind to others. And do you remember the year where there was this whole might have even been last year or the year before, this whole series of like Find Jesus commercials
Yes,
that came
I
out,
remember
right?
that. Might have been the year before.
And I wasn't turned off by that. I was kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, it's actually kind of a good reminder. We're in a weird space right now in the world. And so I don't mind those types of commercials. I think that might be as far as you go. I don't think you're going to see, I don't know. I
I
could
hope
be
not.
wrong.
More importantly, hope the Patriots win.
Well, let's go with
Yeah.
that. All right, we're going to take a break on the Coffee and program, but more coming up. Time for the weather forecast being brought to you by Mattress Warehouse of Providence.
Sunny sky today with a high of 30 degrees and a light west wind that could be up to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, overnight low of 7 above, west winds becoming calm. Thursday's weather, sunshine with a high of 30 degrees. Thursday night, partly cloudy down to 7 above. Friday, partly sunny and a high of 30 with a calm wind. Friday night, 60% chance of snow likely, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 16, new snow accumulation of less than a half an inch possible. Saturday's weather. Snow is likely in the morning, but no accumulation. It's left over from the Friday night. Mostly cloudy skies all day Saturday and colder, with a high only at 26 degrees and winds gusting up to 32 miles per hour. Saturday night, a slight chance of some snow before 9 p.m., partly cloudy for the remainder of the night, overnight low of 0 degrees. Sunday, sunshine and a high of 17 for the whole day, with a 25-mile-an-hour wind out of the northwest. Sunday night, partly cloudy, with an overnight low of -1. Monday, mostly sunny skies and 22, and Tuesday, mostly sunny skies and a high near 30.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we do have cloudy skies and 22 degrees. The President's Day at Mattress Warehouse. Let their bed match technology help you find your perfect mattress at prices up to 70% off. You're sure to find a mattress to fit your body and your budget. Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse offers authentic homemade Polish food to make your next meal special. Try our many varieties of hot and fresh pierogies with onions and what they call dirty sour cream. Or pick up gołąbki, kielbasa, babkas, or some fresh rye bread. We also offer a large selection of specialty and imported foods. Open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 9 in the morning till 6 p.m., Wednesdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays from 8 to 5 p.m. It's Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse. Follow us on Facebook and learn about our weekly specials. Located at 855 Social Street, Woonsocket, Krakow Deli Bakery Smokehouse has all the authentic Polish foods you love.
When it comes to emergency service for plumbing and heating, you can't beat C.J. Nemus, 37 Corey Street in Woonsocket. C.J. Nemus offers over 15 years of experience and is licensed in both Rhode Island and Massachusetts. C.J. Nemus offers complete heating system service, plumbing, water heaters, plus drain and sewer cleaning. Remember that senior citizens receive a 10% discount. So give Charlie a call today at C.J. Nemus, 769-4776. They're registered with the Better Business Bureau. They're a master plumber with quality service. It's the only way and the best way. With C.J. Nemus, call today, 769-4776 for C.J. Nemus.
We're local and live at 99.5 FM.
It is Coffee Ann here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us, Joe Callahan, along with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper. And Tim, you're up. First message from Navigant Credit Union, please.
Thank you, Joe. Just wanted to remind everybody that Navigant Credit Union is offering its new line of credit cards, a new program that we've established with MasterCard, our new interchange provider. And we have a whole bunch of different varieties of credit cards for your needs, depending on what it is that you're looking for. We have a Cashback World MasterCard, which is unlimited cashback, 3% on groceries, 2% on gas, restaurants, and streaming services, and then 1.5% on everything else, 0% introductory fee on balance transfers, no annual fee to this card. We also have a Cashback Elite World MasterCard. We have a Platinum MasterCard, Platinum Secured MasterCard, which is if you want to have a card that you want to give to your kids, for example, you can secure the credit limit with some money that you might have in a CD or you might have in an account at Navigant. So if I get $1,000 in an account for my child and I want to give my child a credit card, I'm going to pledge that $1,000 against the fact that that child's not going to go wild with the credit card and not pay me back. So they call it a secured credit card. So it's pretty neat. And Bryant, if you were a Bryant University alum,
No.
as I am, Bryant University, we have a cashback Bryant University branded MasterCard. So it's a part of our partnership with Bryant. It's really kind of a cool card.
I love that. I had one at UNH too.
Right, it's kind of a cool looking card.
Very
but
cool.
We also have a full suite of business credit cards as well. If you are running your business and you want to get some points for your business that you can use to, buy things that you need for your business, we encourage you to go to the website and check out all the different cards and all the different levels. Or if you want to come in and talk to one of us at any of our locations, 25 conveniently located from Westerly to Woonsocket, we're happy to do that. So navigantcu.org. or 233-4700 gets you to some nice folks over in our contact center on the Smithfield Lincoln line.
Very good. Tim, thank you. So you have a UNH card.
I did
And,
in college. I have
you
one.
got
I'm getting the Bryant one.
Yeah.
Now, I went to Rhode Island College. We don't have one. But my funny Rhode Island College story, this happened a couple of years ago. I'm wearing a Rhode Island College polo shirt, and I am traveling, and I am going through Dulles International Airport, and the TSA agent, and it always throws you when they're friendly to you. Yeah. But she goes, "So, are you a professor?" And I'm like,
Oh, yes,
well, first of all, no one has ever asked me that question. And I don't know why you're asking me that now. Because I forgot the shirt I was wearing. Well, you got the Rhode Island College shirt. I'm like, oh. Now, I could have said, yes, I am.
Yes.
But I go, but
Dr.
Decided to be
Callahan.
honest.
so what do you teach? And I said,
a radio personality.
this could go way wrong if I screw this up.
Yeah.
So, and then she doesn't need to call over the other guys
There you go.
because now he's lying.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm just an alum. All right, 766-1240.
Joe
We're
doesn't have that fun button in his personality. You just play,
I do, but I
play a
can't.
character when you're traveling.
But I can't lie.
Get
so.
an accent.
We got a note called in back to Bad Bunny on the halftime show. But Bad Bunny also won Album of the Year at the Grammys, and someone wrote, "Where's my hunting rifle?" So, okay.
well,
Not a big Bad Bunny fan. But speaking of the Super Bowl,
Hunting bunnies.
this is what Roger Williams Park Zoo.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Someone's thinking over there. They're offering free admission on Sunday only from 10 till 4, because the game's at 6:30.
Yep.
But 10 to 4, you can go to the Roger Williams Zoo before the game for free if you wear your New England Patriots gear.
Love
Nice.
it. Good idea.
Very
If you
good.
wear Seattle Seahawks gear, you're going to pay
Can't go
double.
in. You're
No,
gonna
you're going to pay double.
Oh, dear.
No, I'm kidding
So,
about that part.
my question would be, are there a lot of animals outside? It's going to be pretty cold on. but,
Well,
you know,
the elephants
go to
walk
the-
around.
-8
True.
again or something. Saturday night is supposed to be
Oh, I know. It's
frigid.
insane.
Yeah,
I'm supposed
so-
to fly
Yeah, so
Saturday
that
morning.
it could be a chilly day at the zoo. You don't
So-
need those little misters that they put out in the
Yeah,
summer.
no.
Nope.
But not a bad deal. Just get people to come
fun.
out and
Yeah, sure.
maybe buy some popcorn while you're
Right.
walking
Yeah.
around looking at the elephants and the giraffes and
Nothing else. It's a good walk.
The other things that they have down there. So that's pretty cool. And I'm glad someone's thinking down there.
Yep.
So that's
they are.
pretty
It's a
cool.
Good marketing department.
All right, Joe Shikarchi says, nope, I am not running
governor.
for governor this year.
He's the most powerful man in the state. Why?
Well,
would
that's
you
usually the
do
Speaker
that?
of the House
Yeah,
is,
Why would
so.
you give that up?
But
to
he
run
said-
for an office that has no power.
but
Scrutiny.
But it's prestigious. I don't know. But he says after deep personal reflection, he's decided to continue to serve as Speaker of the House and will not be a candidate. Now, I'm trying to read him between the lines. This is just my opinion. Is he just looking at it and saying, well, if I jump in, it's McKee and Folks and me, and there is another person.
all the people
and
split the vote.
now we're splitting the votes.
Right. And now the winner is a Gina Raimondo winner with 32%.
Yeah.
Right.
And do I want that? No. And do I want it? Now, he doesn't say who he's going to throw his support behind in this. And maybe he's thinking,
I actually think
Helena
that it-
has this
see,
wrapped up, and so I don't want to mess that up for her.
I
Or
think-
McKee has it wrapped up. I don't know.
Joe being in the race helps McKee
Okay.
because I think he takes votes from Helena.
I agree
Okay.
with that.
With him being out of the race, I think she's got the edge now.
Now she's sweet,
I do.
and maybe that's what he wants.
I do. Maybe.
And maybe he works well. I don't know his relationship with Dan McKee. I don't know his relationship with Helena Folks.
Yeah,
but
well-
maybe that's what he wants.
Maybe.
You know.
It's all about an
tuned.
angle. It's
It
all
is-
about
it's
a-
all about the
nobody make-
angle.
Strategy.
There's a-
God.
So he is not running. So he's decided on that. All right, out there in Situate, this happened a couple of days ago. A truck crashed, and it had 2,500 gallons of heating oil, and it rolled over on West Greenville Road around 4 p.m. on Monday. 100 gallons of oil spilled onto the roadway, and guess what's on each side of the roadway?
Cul-de-sacs?
Wetlands.
Wetlands,
No,
oh, of course,
wetlands.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, right now, all the wetlands are frozen, so you
Oh,
think
well,
that they
good.
would be able to at least find or mitigate some of that.
Yeah, no serious injuries were reported, so that part's good. Why did the truck turn over? Could have hit a patch of ice.
Yep.
I don't know, but the environmental impact still being evaluated
Yeah.
because we don't
All
know
I
how
can
much oil
picture is the
seeped into the
commercial. Was it
wetlands.
Palm Olive or
With the ducks cleaning
with the ducks
dawn. I think it
cleaning
was
of the ducks
dawn.
with the rubber gloves and the
Oh,
little ducks with the soap.
That's
Yeah.
Dawn.
Dawn,
did
thank
that.
you.
That's we cleaned the ducks with Dawn.
Yep. So if they need volunteers,
To go down the.
I'll go out there, yep.
There are no baby
go
ducks
clean
yet.
no
It's-
ducks yet.
you
But
know.
I know what actually. Well, yeah. How do you clean that up if it's seeped in the winter
There's,
into the wetlands?
there's
Oh,
stuff
you
they can
could
put on the
probably dig it up.
ground that soaks up the oil. I don't know if it can be reused, but or it stops it from flowing and doesn't get
Normally,
into
they
the
would,
water.
they would put booms in the wetlands.
That's what I'm
area,
looking for.
Prevent
Those
going
booms.
in.
And they
Yeah.
would prevent the oil from spreading. But
Yeah.
oil, I think, is lighter than water, so it'll go to the top. So if it's on the ice, I would think you would be able to just kind of dig the ice out and then transport it somewhere and clean it or get rid of it. That
So
way,
many
but
questions.
So many.
Somebody
So
out there
many
will know.
questions.
So this is pretty cool. As we know, the United States is celebrating its 250th birthday this year. And the town of Tiverton, the Tiverton Library, is one of just 6 locations nationwide that's been selected to host a replica of the Declaration of Independence.
Really?
I think that's just so cool.
That is great.
It'll be on display starting February 19th, and it'll be there all right through the 4th of July.
Where's it going to be? In
the
Town Hall?
Tiverton Public Library.
Public Library.
Yeah. It's part of the Creative Freedom Initiative celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States.
So it's a
replica.
copy. It's a replica. I'm assuming it's a, because they made a whole bunch of copies of the Declaration of Independence when they signed it, right? So there's the original, which is in the archives.
Yeah.
And then there's the copies that I thought they gave to, didn't the state of Rhode Island have it? Oh, it's the Constitution. That's
Yeah.
what we have a copy of.
All right. This is I'm glad these people were caught right now. Federal prosecutors have charged 4 people in a multi-state fraud scheme involving SNAP and pandemic-era government benefits. This is up in Massachusetts. Authorities say more than $1 million was stolen using over 100 stolen identities across several states in New England and beyond. Prosecutors allege the fraudulent SNAP benefits were used to supply a Leominster, Massachusetts restaurant, with proceeds then being wired overseas. Wow.
Yeah.
This sounds like an elaborate
So I
scheme.
mean, fine, you
Case
charge
remains
these
under
people,
investigation.
you put them in jail, but you're not going to get any money back.
No, the money's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
So you get those people off the street, but they're going to get back on the street because it's a low-level crime, I would think.
All right.
It's not murder.
So, and another subject. So, Melissa, if you're thinking of doing this, don't. A woman accused of posing as a Boston high school student pleaded guilty.
Oh, she could. Look at her. She looks like she's about
Tuesday.
16.
You could pass Tuesday under a plea agreement. So, prosecutors say 34-year-old Shelby Hewitt enrolled in 3 Boston high schools. In case you want to keep up on your daughter.
Yeah, no,
in 3 Boston high schools between 2021 and 2023, while working for the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families.
Huh.
Wow.
Was she just spying on
undercover?
No, it doesn't say that
wanted a second go at
she was arrested, so she's been
High
charged.
school was so much fun the first time around. I can't wait to go back.
She was sentenced to 4 years of probation, ordered to pay $9,000 in restitution, but it doesn't say
Like, what's
why.
the harm, though?
Yeah,
I mean,
what's the harm? Well, you
what-
can't have the adults mixing in with the kids unless
No, but
you're
I
a
mean,
teacher, of course.
what's the financial harm that she's created that would cost them would cost her $9,000?
Well, it says it costs the school system what? How much money per
Well, it's
student
like $14,000
to
a student or
educate them?
something. Yeah.
So, and now that's wasted money on this person who's probably already graduated from high school.
Was she there that then she kept somebody out, and therefore?
Well, it doesn't say that. Sorry, we're full up. You got to go somewhere else.
I just think it's dumb on her
It
part.
is.
Why would you do it? Number 2.
Yeah.
But I don't know
Well,
if there's a financial, unless she was eating school lunch and she's eating $9,000 worth of school lunches, and then of course that's,
I mean, it can be done. It's been done in the past where it's been done on the up and up. And I'm thinking filmmakers. And it was James Cameron went back to high school so he could take notes, and he came out with the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But the school department was
first date with my wife.
Was it?
It
was
was.
Fast.
She goes, "That's where you took me on our first
I
date."
know.
I'm like, I know. It was
surprised
great.
I had a second date. But anyway,
Surprisingly,
but
then we get married.
he went there, took notes, saw how the clicks were working and who interacted with who, and then made the movie. But he had, I don't know, at least the high school principal or the superintendent of the school said, yeah, you can come in
So
and do
there
this.
had to have been a Spicoli. I would
Yeah.
love to have
absolutely,
who Spicoli was named after.
absolutely.
Every high
Modeled
school had a
after.
Spicoli.
We totally had a Spicoli.
Every high school.
And
I mean,
even
there was Drew
Bishop
Barrymore
Ian,
had
yeah.
never been kissed. But that was
And
like
his-
an underground journalist like kind of thing. That
Yep,
was
that's
the same
right, yeah.
concept. But I don't know. I whatever. I just think there's no harm in this. I know you said, well, you have an adult mixing in with the kids, but I'm thinking, I've often said, looking at my kids' homework, it's like above me. It's insane. And sometimes I wish I paid more attention to like a history class or whatever, because I just feel like some of my details are foggy. I'd love to go into high school sometimes and sit
See
in
what
that
the-
classroom and just soak up some
But
knowledge.
it's a crime of some sort because she was charged with something.
That's what
Yeah.
you're saying, though.
and
What's
pleaded
the money?
and pleaded guilty. So it's you can't do this without them knowing it.
Well,
was she punctual? Was she?
It's not a.
She got a lot of detention.
Is it identity theft that she did it with
No,
a different name, or did she do it under her name?
I don't know.
You know, so this.
I think
But
maybe
why
they
do-
should
Too
look
many
at the school
questions.
for how they let that slip through.
I
Just
know.
saying.
Too many questions.
Well, you just go in with the throngs of people. Oh, okay, where are all the new kids?
Yeah.
Okay, we're all over here. Okay,
I'm laughing
fill
too.
this
When you
out.
register your kid for a school, I'm just thinking we're going way too deep into this. I'm sure Joe wants to move on, but you're talking about all the forms you have to fill out as a parent every year. But in the beginning, when you're registering your kid for the first time, and all the documentation you have to provide, your parents' names, social securities, all the things.
Yeah.
Did she falsify all of that?
Must have, because she enrolled, and she's done it three times
but
over
they
3 different
also-
years.
I mean, how safeguard are their security
Well, that's
measures,
an
right?
issue, isn't it?
So maybe they should be looked at.
Maybe.
All right, break time once again here on Coffee and. So, Tim, it's time for a second message from Navigant Credit Union.
All right, so all you folks who have kids going into college in September, just want you to be aware that Navigate Credit Union does have a scholarship program for all of its members. We generally give away about 20 scholarships a year, and I believe the dollar amount's about $1,500 that we give out in scholarships. And I'm always amazed at, I don't get a lot of scholarships from here in Woonsocket, which is unfortunate. I feel like the kids really can go online. The application will be up usually on our homepage. It'll give you a link to the scholarship application. May even be active right now. But it's a fairly simple form. You just kind of fill it out, submit the application, and then our crew reviews it. And we select usually 20, sometimes as much as 25 kids to give these scholarships to. But you know what? It's not a ton of work, and you get a pretty good shot at getting some money if you're going off to college, or not just college too, trade schools as well. So if you're going to go to New England Tech, or you're going to go to one of the trade schools, because when I was there running that program, I was a big proponent of it not just being college. It needed to be a little
Trades,
more broad than that.
yeah.
The trades for sure. Doesn't cover the military academies because you're going
They
for
pay
free on
anyway.
that, right? They pay anyway. So any of those schools that you're going to get a free ride to begin with, but those students who could use a little bit of help, $1,500 is good. It's
Yes.
it's a couple of books anyway, or some supplies
It's a
there for your
laptop.
first year. It's a laptop, exactly. So if you have a young person that is going to college or going to post-secondary school, please look at the Navigate Credit Union website for details and have them apply.
All right, Tim, thanks. Coffee and will continue. Please stick around.
ON Radio.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Be there at Amica Mutual Pavilion on February 13th. Go to harlemglobetrotters.com for your tickets to the 100-year tour.
Hello, my name is Paul LaValle. I am a Knight of Columbus from Council 113. We are having a Palm Sunday breakfast March 29th from 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Good Shepherd School Gym, 1210 Mendon Road, Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Adult tickets are $15. Children 5 to 12 are $10. Under 5 are free. Proceeds go to support Council 113 Knights of Columbus charities. The menu consists of scrambled eggs, home fries, baked beans, bacon, pancakes, coffee, and juice. Thank you for your support. Looking forward to seeing you there. You can purchase tickets from any Knight of Columbus or call 401-651-5533.
We're here for you on the Talk of the Valley, ON Radio.
All right, it's Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Melissa Smith and Tim Draper's here as well. Well, they're a little concerned down on the Cape.
Okay.
Yes. Massachusetts leaders are working on a plan to head off the advances of a highly destructive insect. Several pine beetles, which attack pine trees in large numbers, have been found in portions of East Falmouth. The Falmouth tree warden is now working with Barnstable County officials on ways to mitigate damage from the insects, as well as an online portal that will help residents determine if the beetles have invaded their property.
It's all there
And
are.
what do you-
Pine trees down there on the Cape. That's
Yeah.
like should be the official tree of the Cape.
And so what do they attack the needles and just chew it up?
probably
chew
the
up the
bark.
wood, the bark and stuff like that?
I would think.
Why can't we find an insect that chews up dead leaves in the fall?
Yes, that
you
would
know
be
what I mean?
great.
And populate them
Right.
in New England because,
Right.
or even needles when those fall in the fall.
They only
like,
come out in the
get them-
fall.
right.
Once the leaves start changing.
They really
right.
thrive on
I think
dead
that's a
leaves
great
and needles.
idea.
I know.
You should have been an entomologist.
I know. Can we
But they don't
want to
eat the dead models. So, okay. Well, police in Michigan, they want to speak to a woman. She donated a human skull to a Goodwill store.
Oh.
Well,
Isn't that bizarre?
Why would you do that?
Well, officers were called to the Goodwill store in Chelsea, Michigan, after staff reported a suspicious item was found in the donation drop-off. Police took possession of the human skull that was wrapped in a shirt and noted there was no visible damage to the skull.
Well, okay.
But where's the rest of the body?
It's not a prop or anything. It's an
I don't
actual
understand
skull.
where you even
It's
find
human.
these stories.
Well, this is a great story. The medical
Weird stories are us.
The medical examiner is now conducting analysis on the skull. Police say they are attempting to identify the woman who donated the item, and they want to speak to her.
I guess so. I would want to speak to her too.
Where'd you find
Where'd
it?
you get the skull?
Who is this? All that fun stuff. So yeah,
It's
you just don't know.
Thank goodness we have this show. We went from Bad Bunny
Do
to
you know that I go
skulls.
home with all this weird information too?
Well,
And it's-
sure. And
You know
you
what I
pass it
learned on the
along.
radio today?
Well, down in Chattanooga, Tennessee, they're sick of all the people not paying their parking tickets. So they have a lot of unpaid parking tickets. So officials have sent an ordinance to their city council that would target drivers with large amounts of unpaid parking tickets. The proposal would allow vehicles to be booted until the owners paid off all the tickets.
I thought everybody booted cars that didn't pay off tickets. No?
Maybe they don't in
Well.
Chattanooga. And now they want it. Now they want to do
Oh,
this.
right.
Officials said they were talking about people who have 100 or more parking tickets and haven't paid anything.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is a good idea.
Well, what's the parking situation like in Chattanooga? Is it difficult to find parking in Chattanooga? I wonder.
Well, it's a city, right? So
Yeah.
maybe it is. I don't know. I
Maybe?
haven't been down
100
there.
parking
so.
tickets, so that just
That's
seems
a
excessive.
lot of tickets.
That's when you just thumbing your nose at the
Oh yeah,
law.
well, I'm not doing this at all.
So you boot them.
All right. The owner of the house in Los Angeles where Marilyn Monroe passed away, someone lives there. They're suing the city and the mayor over a cultural landmark designation. All right. In federal court filings, they allege that the residence was designated a historic cultural landmark after they purchased it, and that stopped their demolition plans. The couple currently lives at the Brentwood property, and they're accusing LA of designating the house a historic monument without just compensation.
So what they did is the people bought the house,
And then it was deemed.
and then they were going to.
They wanted to demolish it.
They started to do renovations to it, demolish it, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the city went in and go, oh no,
No,
we can't.
you
You can't
can't.
do that.
It's
So
historic.
we're throwing this designation on it. I think a lot of cities and towns do that, and I'm not sure
Without paying the
yeah.
owners of the.
Yeah, I look
Well,
at
that's
some
what they're
town-
looking for.
They, in Cumberland, they want to do that to a couple of different. They want to do, what do they call them? They're like, there's special historic designations where they can literally select a house and go, this is a historic district. You can't do anything. Well, that throws a huge financial burden on somebody who owns that house, that they purchased legally and through the normal means. All of a sudden now, if you need to replace your windows because they're single pane and they're leaking like mad, you have to go through the historic process.
And they got to say,
And they're going
okay,
to probably say your window
you can't.
sashes are fine, replace the glass,
Yeah.
right? Or have your windows renovated. So all of a sudden now I can't go to Anderson and have a nice architectural design window put in.
Right.
It has to be the same exact window. It just has to be updated. And I'm like, I bought this house
It's my
without
house.
this designation.
That's
It's
right.
my house, and now all of a sudden you are hampered. So I would.
Seems
I'm-
so charming to buy a historic house, doesn't it? And then
Yeah.
you find out,
Right, you can't do anything with it. So yeah, I hope that person wins because I don't think I don't like the way that that's done. Now during the transfer of ownership, if you want to put that designation on there, at least that gives the buyer the ability to say yes or no, right? But still, it still puts a burden on the owner because now the value of the house may have gone down because you did that.
Almost sounds like if you're part of a homeowners association, you can't do anything to your
Yeah.
house without they're okay.
Yeah, but
as
you
well.
bought that house
Knowing
and
it
buying
ahead of time.
into the homeowners association,
So you already
knowing
know.
that those are the rules.
Yeah.
These rules get changed on you in the middle
After
of
the
the
fact,
game.
yeah.
And so I think that, all right, you know what? Compensate me. So it's going to cost me an extra $100,000 to renovate my house under these new guidelines that you've put forth. So I want you to compensate me for that. Now, if they were going to bulldoze the place and build a brand new place, maybe there's some cultural.
Yeah, they wanted to they wanted to knock it down. They had demolition plans, and the
Yeah.
county came in and said you can't.
Well, then, I mean, maybe the county feels like that's an important community asset.
and now you won't be able to sell it. Think about it. Like if you're
Well,
now
if you knock
stuck
it
in
down,
that
yeah.
spot and you're not able to do what you
Well,
want
that's
to
what
do
they're
with
saying,
it, no one's
compensate
going to
me
want to
for
buy
it.
it from you
Right.
because no one else
Compensate
can.
me for it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it stops? It stops tourism. I'm sure there are people that go to L.A. just to go see Marilyn Monroe's house
Sure.
where she died,
Yep.
and they'll stay at a hotel and they'll buy dinner. And now, if the house isn't there anymore, there's no reason to go.
Right. So they've
how
lost
much
economic
we're gonna-
value
that's
by
right.
bulldozing the house. So
Right, so
what's
we don't wanna bulldoze
So
the
what
house.
is the value to the city from an economic standpoint
Yeah.
to not bulldoze the house? And I want a piece of that action if I'm the owner.
That's right. Well, that's what's going on out there. All right, Melissa.
Wake up.
No.
Just yawned.
You're up next.
I'm totally back in high school. Weren't we just talking about that?
Disney's got a new CEO.
Oh, I did not hear
Yes.
that.
After a years-long succession saga, Josh DeMoro will take over for current CEO Bob Iger effective March 18th.
Yeah.
This man is only 54. He's young.
Iger was young.
Yeah.
He was young too when they took over. I read his book. It's awesome.
DeMoro's been with the company since 1988 when he started at Disneyland.
Yep.
He is currently the chairman of Disney Experiences, the division that includes the company's theme parks and cruises. Iger is departing the company after returning in 2022 following the ouster of Bob Chapek. Is that how you said it?
Yeah,
who was a disaster.
He was a disaster.
And they said, we got Bob, you're going to come in and help us
Right,
get rid of this
help
guy.
us get- yeah.
So we'll see what happens with the new guy.
Right. Well, what I love about this story, what I like about the story anyway, I don't love it, but there were two candidates in the end. It was Dana somebody. She's in charge of one of the Disney divisions, and this guy Josh DeMoro. Now Josh was in charge of parks, so he's in charge of the experience, the customers, which I think Disney has been lacking on lately. I think they need to get back to the experiences in these parks. So it was between those two candidates, and they had this exhaustive interview process, and the board had to make this decision. So when they did it, rather than shut her completely out after they made Josh the CEO, they made her the president of Disney and all Disney Creative. So she got a new job and a new title too, senior leadership, along with
Just
Josh.
not the CEO.
Right, just not the CEO. But her job, as I would argue, is probably almost as important as the CEO. Yeah, in terms of running the business. So good for them. Good for the both of them. I think that it bodes well for Disney. The stock is kind of in the tank at the moment, but.
Well, they've been doing a lot of building.
And there's a lot, right? There's a lot of, there were some investors that were trying to get in and infiltrate the board and get on the board, and they're more business focused and not entertainment focused. And the whole shareholder meeting yesterday was trying to vote against those folks, and they did. The board managed to thwart that hostile sort of takeover of the board. So. At least the immediate future of Disney is in the hands of creative people and people who
Of Disney
understand
people,
entertainment
not
and
outside Disney people.
right? Not business people coming in to try to milk
Say,
the profits.
less
out of the company.
less experiences and more
Right.
money.
Right, exactly. Let's cut all these high touch services, and we're just going to peel back and shrink everything, and we're going to just milk as much money as we can out of this thing. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to spend a little more time on entertainment and experiences.
Well,
great.
that's pretty cool. So
great.
we'll see where it goes when the new guy takes over on March 18th, and I'm sure they told Bob Iger, well, don't go too far, just in case.
Yeah.
Do you have any trips planned going to Disney, Joe?
no.
Usually you have like an every couple of years.
I know,
No?
and then the last time was 2 years ago, and
done?
because they're doing so much expansion right now.
Right.
I want to wait
Until
until
they're
the Cars Land is built,
Right.
and the Villains Land is built, and they're working, and the new Rock and Roller Coaster has
Right.
switched over to the Muppets, and so there's a lot of things they're doing. So I'm trying to wait
Yep.
before all the new experiences
too.
show up,
Right.
and
By
then
the time
go.
we go back, it'll be like 20,000 for
Well, of
a
course,
family
of
of
course,
four
of course.
in a value resort.
See, but the good thing is when I go back, it's only going to be two of us.
Yeah, I know.
When I go
right?
back, if my kids want to go, they can come.
They can come. And,
Actually,
how about you? How about you take me?
Well, they own they own
Right.
vacation clubs, so we can.
Oh, there you go.
Jump
Stay
in.
Glom
there.
on there, get a 2-room unit down.
If
on the
you
vacation
want
club.
a babysitter to watch the littles while you take the adult, I'm just saying.
all right, that's fair.
I'm all in. I am all in.
Good to know.
All
I
right.
just like being in that area. It's just a happy.
It is a happy
It's a
area.
happy little space.
It is. As soon as you
is.
walk as soon as you walk through, and you hear the music, and
Yeah.
you smell the chocolate chip cookies.
Yep, you walk through
You're
the
like-
front,
and you see
gates,
the
then
the castle. You're like, this is the place to be.
Yeah.
All right, we got just a few more minutes to go, and for those of you who care, the Westminster Dog Show took place at Madison Square Garden, and a Doberman Pinscher took the top
Oh,
prize,
I did
best
not know that.
best in
Really
show.
a beautiful dog. I saw it this morning.
Her name is Penny, and she is a 4-year-old Doberman. She was awarded Best in Show at the 150th Annual Westminster Dog Show. It's the 4th time in that span that a Doberman has taken the top honors. Coda, the Chesapeake Bay Retriever, was named Reserve Best in Show, or first runner-up.
Yep.
And they beat out other group winners, including an Afghan Hound, a Maltese, a Lhasa Apso?
Lhasa Apso.
Okay. An Old English Sheepdog, and a Smooth Fox Terrier.
Smooth operator.
I have to say, when my kids were at Wide World Sports, I feel like we were there, gosh, I don't even know, 10 hours a weekend. And one time they were turning over the fields and they were getting ready for a dog show to take place there.
Really?
At the time they were renting out the fields for it. I cannot get. Oh, these are little spoiled pups. Like
they're
life
like,
that they
they're
live.
like little kids' beauty pageants.
Oh,
you know that whole
my
thing? That
God.
whole,
Yes,
what was
yes.
that? Sean Benet Ramsey.
Oh
the
yes,
whole,
they are. They are
tiara.
the dogs
yeah,
of
the
that.
tiaras, right? The dogs of
It
that
is
type of.
impressive.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
is impressive.
And we talked to Linda Tebow, who was a big fan of this, and just, it's like owning a horse.
Yeah.
A racehorse.
Yes.
Because, I own the horse, but you people are the handlers, and
Right,
you
take care of it.
and you run around in the show, and you're in charge of clipping toenails and hair
Right.
and like that, and you're in charge of feeding it. So, there's a whole host of people that
it's
take
a
care of
cottage
the dogs.
It's an industry in and of itself.
It is.
It is. So,
Fascinating.
and I'm sure it's big business, too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my! The money that.
Oh, yeah. That's
Ridiculous.
big. All right, that'll wrap it up for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. It's always appreciated. Go Patriots, right?
Go Pats.
Go Pats.
Enjoy the God-given day, and let's hope that the good Lord blesses the New England Patriots.
All right. Thanks, Tim. And Melissa, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Stay tuned. Gary Smith and the crew. And it looks like Steve Peluso's here. Oh, boy. is coming up next after the 9 o'clock news on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The federal government shutdown is over after President Trump signed off on a spending package. More from Mark Mayfield.